The Shrine game happened yesterday, and I'm going to give you my takeaways from the game. If you want my takeaways from the practice, I already did a video on that. It's on the channel. Look it up. But here are going to be my top 10 performers from the Shrine Bowl game. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. We got the Senior Bowl watch along tomorrow. I'll put the live stream up sometime today as I'm going through all this. A lot of work being done. Also got a ton of Senior Bowl content on the channel, so you can go check that out. We'll have a mock the mock coming sometime after this, so I still gotta record it, still gotta go watch it. I think I'm doing TPS. They had a new mock. I'm sure theirs is a fun. But let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty with the first guy I got is EJ Perry, the quarterback out of Brown, Ivy League schooler. Listen, hey, during the week, I had a guy come up to me and be like, yo, why are you sleeping on him? I was like, I ain't sleeping on him. Listen, quarterbacks haven't looked that good. I really think Jack Cohn has been the most consistent guy this whole stinking week, and that's not saying much. He's accurate, limited arm strength, and he can't move. EJ Perry, he looked better than a lot of people in the game. There wasn't a lot of good passing going on. Like Dustin Crum was like a train wreck, unfortunately. And he was one of the higher guys I was on going into this, and it just didn't look good for him. Jack Cohn was pretty good though. Skylar Thompson, he had a fumble, I believe. Purdy didn't look particularly well. Yeah, it wasn't great. But EJ Perry took like a majority of the snaps. He had like 20 actual dropbacks, 13 to 18 for the night. Listen, the dude, he's got limited arm talent. In terms of his arm strength, I would say it's about like a 4, which isn't a bad thing, you know. It's like I would have put Mac Jones on the same level, but I just don't think the arm talent is necessarily there. It could be a priority free agent, undrafted free agent when it's all said and done. He had a lot of easy throws. Like I think one of his touchdowns was a screenplay to Pierre Strong, who took it 65 yards plus. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on EJ Perry. But I think the game made him a big winner. He will get a call from a few NFL teams after the draft. And then going to the running backs, this is probably my biggest winner from the actual game. It was Jashawn Corbin out of Florida State. I don't know if I really talked about him on the channel because I really like this cat. I don't know why. If I haven't, then I really should have. He's a former Texas A&M. Former Texas A&M, what would you call him? He transferred from Texas A&M after he had this big, I can't remember if it was a knee injury, ACL injury, but he came back after transferring, or he had only got a couple of snaps there at Texas A&M after the injury, transferred to Florida State, and he was really good this year for Florida State. Like legit, I'm looking at his receiving, and I was like, there's no way he only had 140 yards rushing this year. He was taking a bulk of the carries. Here we go. He had 879, 27 forced missed tackles. Like, you see how hard this guy is to bring down. He's a very much so a north-south runner, very explosive out of the cut. It's cut and go with him. You saw him carry a few guys on some plays last night. I believe he was, in my opinion, the best running back last night, to be fair. Pierre Strong didn't get much time. He had like one carry. We'll talk about him. He's going to be the next guy on the list. So no kidding. But yeah, 3 forced missed tackles on 8 carries. He does, and this is what I think makes him draftable, is he has special, like he used to be a returner, at least back in his freshman season for Texas A&M. He was returning a ton. Like, he was very successful as a returner. He hasn't done it much since then, but I really think this guy will probably get a nod in like the late day 3, 6, 7th round area. But he looked good. He was probably the best running back last night. To be fair, next guy on the list, Pierre Strong didn't see a lot. He only had a reception, only had a carry, wasn't on the field long, got his touchdown, said, peace, bounce, I'm out. I did what I came here to do. He had like, I think 3 forced missed tackles on that reception alone. It was just a screenplay. So like Pierre Strong, he was looking good through the week. His lone carry had 4 yards. Probably still going to be like a 5th, 6th round option, maybe higher. I don't know. His running back class for the most part, I think the top end is pretty weak. There's probably like maybe just like 3, 4 guys that really are going to be like day 2 grades. And then after that, it's just like a bunch of guys like that'll fill a variety of different roles. But Pierre Strong, I think he was a winner through the week, and I think coming in and getting that 65-yard screen pass and saying, all right, I've done my job, I'll catch y'all later, I thought that was kind of clutch. Next on the list, I got Samori Toure. I believe I've said that name incorrectly. But he's the receiver out of Nebraska, used to play at Montana, transferred to Nebraska, and had a pretty good year there. Had 2 touchdowns last night. Mainly played on the slot. Probably that's going to be his role, which is, man, there's a lot of good slot options in this draft, and those positions don't normally go that high. But I thought he looked pretty good. He's got decent length. I think he's about 31-inch arms, I believe, is what he measured at. I can look it up right here. I got the measurements right in front of me. No, it was, 32. So not half bad. He tore off, like in 2019 before he transferred, had a great year in Montana, over 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns. Drops have never been an issue in his career. He played wide out at Montana, mainly played in the slot for Nebraska. The slot looks like it's probably what he's going to end up doing. And you know what? In the game, he actually beat one of the better corners throughout the week, and I think is it Kyler McMichael. I didn't even put him on this list. Let me talk about Kyler McMichael for a minute, because he has showed out this week. I think he did allow the touchdown on Dore just like went out to the flat, cut it upfield, and just snuck up behind him. But Kyler McMichael. Here, I'm pulling him up. I feel terrible. I can't believe I wasn't going to talk about him. All right, that's not what I'm looking for. There you are. But he had 2 pass breakups. Played 27 snaps last night. When Storm Duck, by the way, one of the best names in next year's draft, went down, he kind of became the starter for a little bit. He actually started the year because Storm Duck wasn't ready to come out. To be fair, his year, it was kind of all over the place. But he put up a good week here in the Senior Bowl. I don't know if that makes him draftable, but I think he will end up getting a look on an NFL roster at 6 foot, 210. What did he actually measure at the Shrine Bowl, though? 5'11", 205, 31 inches. So not exactly lengthy for a guy that is plus 200. But still, he did put up an impressive showing. Don't know if that makes him draftable. I'm kind of error on it, probably doesn't. But I think he will get a call from an NFL team after the draft. Next receiver I want to talk about, Josh Johnson. There wasn't a lot of passing on the other side of the squad because they got up early. But Joshua Johnson had himself a game, had the most yards of any receiver there. This cat's going to be probably the top slot option in, or he's going to be among like the top slot options on day 3. He was a very good. He's very explosive out the breaks. I talked about him in my other Shrine Bowl East-West video. By the way, Kyle Phillips, I don't know if it was injury, but he ended up not playing the bowl game. I think it ended up he was supposed to get he was the next reserve in at the Senior Bowl, so maybe that's why he didn't play in the bowl. Not positive. Real shame. But I think Josh Johnson came out of this week being my favorite receiver. No drops. That was kind of a big thing for me, but came out very impressed. And then also, side note, I didn't put him on here, but Jelani Woods ended up having a touchdown. He took snaps in line, looked solid as a blocker. And yeah, he's going to be an early day 3 option for me at tight end. I'm a big fan of Jelani. Going to the offensive line, only one guy really stood out to me, and that was Luke Wattenberg out of Washington. I mentioned him in my video prior. Now I want to highlight the cat. He's got great length. He's played a variety of different positions over his career, mainly center the last 2 years, but the prior to, he played left guard, and then he actually started his career at left tackle, I believe. But yeah, no, he was solid in the game, only allowed a pressure, played played the most snaps, I think, among any of the offensive linemen. In the past, over his career, he's only allowed 5 pressures. This is through 5 seasons. So very impressive. Has over 33,000 snaps, 3,300 snaps to his name. So I think late day 3, he's going to find an NFL roster. Again, great length. He gets decent leverage. He could probably do a better job at that at set and anchor, because he did come in weighing, I believe, sub 300. 293. But I also think he could play a variety of different positions on the line. So, yeah, he was a big winner for me this week. Let's go to the defense. We're talking about him again. He was a late addition to the Shrine Bowl roster, James Houston. He didn't get measured out here, or at least none that I didn't see him get measured out this week. But I'm assuming it's going to be similar to the NFLPA Bowl. Came out, had himself a game, 3 pressures, only allowed a reception on 2 targets. Yeah, I can't wait to see more. I believe he got a combine invite after the NFLPA Bowl, but I can't believe he jumped and just came in, played this game. I'm ecstatic. This guy's got legit burst off the edge. He looks solid enough in coverage. Especially if going back to the NFLPA Bowl, because that's where I watched a ton of him, and he was able to he has those instincts where he's like, okay, I feel this guy behind me, follow the quarterback's eyes and go back and make a play. He's got that explosiveness to take off and do that. So I have no problem with him being off-ball linebacker, but I do like that. He's got great length, and I do like what he can do off of the edge as a stand-up pass rusher, but you're probably gonna want him to come in as an extra pass rusher at 6 foot, 241. But yeah, dude, came in, impressed again. He's definitely a draftable, definitely gonna get drafted. I almost could put money on it, but I won't. All right, next cat I want to talk about is another dude that I talked about in my other Shrine Bowl videos, Quentin Lake. He came in, played everywhere, only had 27 snaps, but he was playing in the box. He played slot. He even played deep. He even had a snap on the outside at corner. Again, immense special teams history there at UCLA, not just playing defense. The dude, I think he gets drafted just because he could play so many different roles defensively in sub packages, and he could play special teams. I like what he did here too. 2 tackles, only allowed a reception of 5 yards on, I believe it was 2 targets. But good on you, Quentin Lake. He was a dude that I brought up earlier in the year too as a sleeper, because I know his teammate, it was I forgot his first name, but it was something Knight, who was playing a similar role. I thought Lake was outplaying him easy, but Knight was the guy getting all the attention. So I'm glad he came in here and showed out. And then Braden Thomas out of North Dakota State. This is this year's Wyatt Herbert, if you remember him, because he's got short arms, real short. Specifically, I think he's got sub 32-inch arms, I believe. Oh, wrong top. Oh, wow. No. There are so many Thomases. Let's look. Bray. There we go. Yeah, sub 32. He had 31.5-inch arms. Though he has a load of production at North Dakota State playing on like as an outside pass rusher, just coming off the season, 44 pressures, 9 sacks, just kind of ridiculous there. But like he was mainly for North Dakota State playing like Y9 type, like 7 tech or further. So that's gonna be his role. I don't know if it's enough to get him drafted, but he put up a huge game, 4 pressures, had a defensive stop, looked good in the game. We'll see. This is the edge heavy class, but if anything, he might end up making a training camp at the very least. Now, this guy, I'm pretty confident gets drafted as a late day 3 option. Derek Tangelo? I don't know. Tangelo, something like that. He came in as a former Duke transfer to Penn State, and actually played a significant role for Penn State. Came up with 14 pressures, a sack. He was a solid run stuffer, and he was a monster in the game. He had 3 pressures on only 19 pass rushing snaps. Like, boy, oh boy. I think he's gonna end up being like a 3 tech, maybe in a like a 1 gap scheme, you know, where you want this cat to just kind of come in and penetrate, similar to like maybe a Fedarian Mathis, just Fedarian Mathis light, you know. But I was super impressed during the game. I need to still go back, and I want to go back and watch his reps during practice, but yeah, no, like he only saw 28 snaps, so looked good. Side note, Jack Sanborn, guess what? He looked great. Who would have thought? I thought I should just throw his name out there. He was pretty solid. He was a sure tackler, and while he did allow 4 receptions on 4 targets, there weren't a lot of yards after the catch for him. But no, yeah, dude, this is my initially final takeaways from the NFL, or from the East-West Shrine Bowl. Let me know who were some of your favorite guys. I heard Spector, the Clemson linebacker, looked good. I didn't really watch a ton of him this week, but I'll probably go back and get to it after I get done with the rest of my videos today. But that's it for the video. Go ahead, do that YouTube thing as always. Until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.